What if the Dragon War never ended the way it did? What if Alduin the World Eater himself triumphed over men? If the shout of the Nords fell silent, and Skyrim burned beneath the rule of dragons? Today, we're stepping into an alternate timeline, one where the dragon cult never fell, and the world of men never rose. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you love diving into deep Elder Scrolls lore and alternate what-if stories, make sure to subscribe. Your support keeps me bringing Tamriel's forgotten histories and lore to life. Now, let's imagine a Skyrim forged not by mortals, but by dragons. In the true history of Skyrim, the Dragon War was a time of rebellion. A desperate struggle by the ancient Nords to free themselves from draconic tyranny. The dragons, believed to be divine children of Akatosh, ruled as living gods. Their voices could shatter stone and bend the will of mortals. At their side stood the dragon priests, powerful sorcerers who served as the dragon's intermediaries. Half worshippers, half kings. Their cult controlled every aspect of society, and by extension, their way of life. But in this timeline, the rebellion fails. The ancient heroes who once learned the Thu'um, the voice, never gained the power to challenge the dragons. Perhaps Paarthurnax, Alduin's brother, who in our timeline turned against him, never betrayed the dragons. Perhaps fear silenced his doubts, or maybe Alduin crushed his descent before it began. Regardless, without Paarthurnax's defection, the Nords' rebellion is doomed. The Nordic tongues, masters of the voice, are slain. Their temples buried under ash. The Elder Scroll which was used to banish Alduin was never found. And so the skies remain filled with wings. The fire never stops falling. And the age of men ends before it can even begin. With this victory secured, Alduin establishes his empire. The dragon cult, once merely a religion, becomes the very structure of government. Each dragon takes dominion over a region of Skyrim, ruling from temple citadels built atop the ruins of mortal cities. Solitude becomes Vol'janax's keep, a fortress of stone and ice, where enslaved Nord architects build monuments to dragonkind. Whiterun transforms into the throat of praise, a city where mortals live only to serve and worship their fiery overlords. Windhelm, once a seat of human rebellion, becomes a ruin, a scorched reminder of Alduin's wrath. The surviving humans live as servants, farmers, and soldiers of the cult. Children are raised to fear dragons as both destroyers and gods. The language of the Dove, the Dove Azul, becomes law. Speaking against the dragon is heresy, punishable by death. In this age, temples rise across the land, not to the divines, but to Alduin himself, the eternal flame of time. Priests wear dragonbone masks, their souls bound to their masters through ancient rites. Skyrim becomes not a province of Tamriel, but the heart of a draconic dominion, stretching across the Northlands and into Morrowind and High Rock. Alduin's empire is born in blood and built on bones. With mortals enslaved, the divines begin to lose their hold on Nirn. The balance between gods and men, one of the pillars of Mundus, is shattered. Akatosh watches as his aspect, Alduin, warps his divine purpose. Where Akatosh preserves time, Alduin now seeks to consume it. The other divines turn away in grief or fury. Kyne, the Nordic goddess who once blessed men with the voice, is forgotten. Her temples desecrated, her name erased from history. Stendarr's mercy is replaced by cruelty. Arkay's circle of life and death becomes meaningless, as the dragons hoard mortal souls like treasure. And as the faith dies, so too does the chance for heroes to rise. Without rebellion, no man becomes Talos. The empire is never founded. The line of septums never exists. Tamriel remains divided, a shattered continent under the endless shadows of dragon wings. 1,000 years pass. The dragon empire does not age. Dragons are immortal, their rule unending. Mortal cultures fade and blend into one, a single race of serfs serving their god kings. Knowledge of magic, blacksmithing, and the Thuum becomes the exclusive domain of the dragon priests, passed down through blood pacts and dark rituals. Each province of Skyrim is ruled by a dragon's brood. Mordecai governs the mages of Winterhold with cruel experimentation. Hevnorak in Hjalmarch conducts necromantic rituals, turning entire villages into undead servitors. Croesus commands the armies of loyal zealots, spreading the cult's reach southward into Cyrodiil. In this timeline, Cyrodiil becomes a wasteland of ruins and dragonstone temples. The white gold tower is reduced to rubble, repurposed as a monument to Alduin's eternal reign. Without men to write history, the past becomes myth, and the myth becomes truth. Mortal time loses all meaning as Alduin begins his ultimate task, the eating of the world. Each millennium, he devours the essence of time itself, resetting the world in his own image. Civilizations rise, serve, and burn, over and over again. This is not a world of progress. It is a cycle of eternal domination. But even in this endless age of ash, not all hope is lost. Among the enslaved, stories survive. Whispers carry through the centuries of an ancient prophecy foretelling the soul of a dragon born into mortal flesh, the Dovahkiin. The Dragonborn becomes a forbidden legend, passed through secret gatherings and whispered prayers. Some believe he will be born of a dragon's fire. Others say they already have, reborn countless times only to fail again. Hidden in the caves beneath the throat of the world, a small group of rebels known as the Children of Kind preserve fragments of forbidden knowledge. Shards of the Elder Scrolls, ancient shouts, relics of the pre-draconic world. They wait for a sign, a mortal voice strong enough to challenge eternity, a single Fus Roda in a world where silence has reigned for ages. And perhaps one day that voice rises. A lone mortal, forgotten by history, shouts into the storm. The sound cracks the sky. The dragons who have never known defiance turn in disbelief. The prophecy begins anew. But whether this Dragonborn is savior or destroyer, no one knows. Because in this world, the line between hero and god is long blurred. The Dovahkiin could bring balance, or become the next tyrant. The Dragon War never truly ends. It merely shifts between gods and mortals, between flame and faith, between eternity and rebirth. So, what if the dragons had won the Dragon War? Skyrim would not be a land of heroes, but a land of shadows, where fire lights the sky and the gods have turned away. A world without Talos, without rebellion, without freedom. But one truth remains the same across every possible timeline. Even when the sky burns and the voice of men is silenced, the spark of defiance never truly dies. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into an alternate Skyrim, leave a like and tell me what you think would happen if the dragons ruled forever. Would the Dragonborn rise again, or would Alduin consume Eventime itself? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more Elder Scrolls lore content along with content from other games. Until next time, may your shouts shake the heavens and your courage outlast the ages.